Hello Aquarius, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your reading for July 2020. It's broken down by week, but you know, the whole story is here. The two cards that have come through for you is the Witch at the End of the World, which is a major ending and a new beginning, an important ending, and butterflies in gloom after sadness, happiness and hope appears or reappears. You're basically dropping probably a relationship here. 10 of Wands in reverse and the 9 of Pentacles. You're embracing your singlehood. I think you're very focused on material gain. Love doesn't really seem to be in the picture, although there is a feeling that it's something that's naturally going to happen. You're almost sort of feeling that you have an enormous amount to give. But it's most certainly not to the relationship you either currently have been involved in or one that's on the way out, or maybe even looking to get a divorce, waiting on that coming through. But you do have a partner here who absolutely doesn't want that to happen, but you are really moving on in a really clear-cut manner. You've even got the porcupine mind, which is time for a beginner mind. And the song that came through for your reading was It's My Life from No Doubt. I'll pin it below if you want to have a listen. I tell myself, what good do you do? And it's my life and don't you forget it. So, oopsie, you might be a bit prickly. The porcupine can be a wee bit prickly. But I feel it's coming from a place of just being very clear-minded, very determined, that you know what direction you want to take. So let's have a wee mini look at the Witch at the End of the World. Something's time has come. There can be no more delaying, for the change has begun. So the best thing for you to do now is prepare for this change. Find solutions to challenges that will come up when the change comes. You will be fine, by the way, and all will be well, but there will be a time of seeming chaos and difficulty. If you are prepared and ready to let go and change and let something end, the little witch's countdown will not affect you as it will others who refuse to acknowledge that changes are coming and become fearful at their inevitable approach. There is nothing to fear, but plenty to prepare for. You will be safe and well and very ready to embrace the new world. And with my butterflies in gloom, there we go, she's just sleeping. You have begun to get used to the things being gloomy and dark, and you have begun to take on a pessimistic mindset. This came out before the other one, by the way. So now it's time to make the change, and the butterflies in gloom are cutting through the fog of self-pity and showing you a way out of the dark places. Darkness has been a resting place, a place of solace, but the butterflies indicate it's time to cut through the fear of being seen, move into the light and go out, be public and even be social for a time. You will always have this safe place to return to, but for now, the butterflies beckon you into the sun. It is time to do the things that send the universe the powerful message that you are embracing hope, for hope has come to find you. And you cannot delay or deny her sweet presence in your life, no matter how sad you have felt. It is time to come out to play for a while. Really straightforward reading, this Aquarius. So in the first week of the month, we have got the Journeyman, which is a bit like the Fool in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. This is just, it is travel. You might be looking to, go on a wee trip. It's also about reclaiming one's independence and trusting that is the correct way to go. It's a feeling of becoming independent again, coming back to the 9 of Pentacles here, dropping any weight that you've previously been holding. But there's also a feeling here of being enthusiastic about it. It's not like you're being pushed in this direction. It actually feels you've got a little lift of energy here. The Journeyman usually does have some support. He's got his foot on his friend's head here. So there might be some, wise advisors or, supporters in the way that you're heading. And that just makes it all the easier. But it's also about coming back to a place of having romantic dreams again for the future and being quite cheerful about the whole thing. Now, everything below this, to clarify, I really do think it's coming from the person you're leaving behind. I've got the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Page of Pentacles. So this is someone who's feeling out of sorts. He literally doesn't want this to happen. They're actually wanting to go back to the way things were. and they're now putting up a little offer here, a very small offer with the Page of Pentacles, but it is an offer nonetheless, and it's an offer to work things out with the Three of Pentacles. It's let's work together. It doesn't have to end this way. We can sort things out. You know, I'll do this, I'll get back on track, whatever it may be for you. You know your story. But this is someone who doesn't want you to go. With the Death card in reverse and the Justice card in reverse, this is just not wanting a divorce, wanting to, you know, come back. This is like trying to pull a Lazarus with the Death card. This is not really been in a position where they want to accept that it's actually finally over. This is holding on as tightly as they possibly can to the hope that they are going to convince you that you're making the wrong decision here. And in the second week, your top row is all beautiful and it's all yours. Everything else that's clarified, it seems to be coming from the other party. The Lom card and the Unity card. So the Lom card is this is usually someone who's been in a relationship for a very long time. She's usually been through the mill, you know, her wings are all tattered and torn. She's sat on her little stone man. He doesn't usually do very much. He always looks like a bit of a doofus. And she's trying to always remain positive. She's about unconditional giving, unconditional kindness. She's just incredibly supportive, and really I always see it as being stoic. She's very stoic, but she gives to the point she overgives, and she ends up like this, where her wings are just battered and bruised. And in this relationship, this is someone, this is you, who's looking for an equal partnership with the Unity card, seeking cooperation in your relationship, in all of your relationships, and really looking for your spiritual home. I think there's what I'm seeing here is, this is a 3 and that's a 1, that's a 3 as well, the Empress. This is a feeling that you have got a great deal to give. This is really moving into your Empress status, so feeling really abundant, feeling really positive. Things are growing, if not in your belly, then in your mind, and you're just looking to the future here. You actually want your natural partner, like your magic partner, and that's not what you've got currently. Judgment card in reverse, Death card in reverse, confirming the same thing here. I just sort of feel that there's no going back on this. This is so very much done, even though maybe one party doesn't want it to be done. There may be elements of it that you're hanging on to, but they're like shreds. There's literally not enough to keep you here, Aquarius. There's not enough, and I don't think at this point there's anything your person could say or do, because you're just like, all the cups are spilled. I'm done with it. It's my life. It's really positive. And in the third week, we have got the Fawn. This is so lovely with the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, 2 6s together is always really good, and the Ace of Pentacles. So I mean, as much as like I just sort of see your spirit's been really uplifted here. With the Fawn, this can be your natural partner. It can just be that you feel really connected just now, and that you're enjoying this process. You sort of are in a place where the energy is flowing through you really comfortably. It's not something that you're pushing or trying to control. You're just sort of trusting the process, trusting that things are going to work out, trusting that there's going to be someone out there who's going to be able to, you know, give as much as you do, and that you're going to, you know, be absolutely fine. So there is a feeling of inspiration here, and about trying to keep your heart filled and light. So I really just feel that someone is, you know, reconciled to the fact that something is over, and that they're moving on. They're piecing out with the 6 of Swords and moving towards the Ace of Pentacles here. And this is usually about material gain more than anything else, but it's something really solid that you're looking for. This is Poseidon. He's fabulous. He is a fertility god. He's the husband of, you know, the Great Mother, but he is very much about focusing on material achievement. It can also suggest that there's a lump sum of money maybe coming your way in this third week. It might be through some sort of legacy. It might be a new job. It might be a new idea. It might be the payout from your divorce. but there is something tangible here, especially the Six of Pentacles. So this is about, you know, everything's, you know, getting split. You're getting your bit, you're divvying up the furniture. You might be, the divorce might be finalised and you're actually getting money, and you're just agreeing how to split the finances going forward. And your focus is really on something brand new. I'm not saying you're not focused on love. I'm not getting that heavily. This is someone who has probably been in a very long-term relationship, is quite willing to start from scratch and relearn whatever it is they need to relearn, who does not want to be here, is moving on to the Ace of Wands and just wants to reclaim their independence and feel young, single and free again, and is really quite fucking enjoying it. Or is very determined to. In the third week, we have got the Singer of Chalice in reverse, not once but twice. So this just feels like, you know, there's no love here anymore. I don't really feel a huge amount of animosity, I'll be honest. It's just an acceptance that you're not unconditionally giving your love anymore. And this is, I would be very surprised if you're not dealing with a Cancer, a very strong Cancer energy here. Might be Scorpio, might be Pisces. Do have a King of Wands at the base of the deck, fire sign as well. But it doesn't really matter. This is just the emotional state they're in, and this is someone who is emotionally imbalanced, actually more manipulative than anything else. So you've got the Ace of Cups. They probably have this other Ace of Cups, so the love is drained. We have got the Chariot here, so this is just moving on. Again, it been very focused like on material achievement, and just saying this is done, and it's probably been a very long drawn out ending. I'm not saying it's like completely done and dusted in the month of July, Aquarius, but there's a huge amount of progress here. And where this King of Cups is coming from is basically now moving into trying to control the situation. This is someone who's lost control of a situation. This is someone who probably sort of played the come through as a mentor, and you would be the student. So yeah, there does feel like a little bit of an imbalance here. This is somebody who doesn't really want, he imparts false instruction, and he also doesn't really want his student to surpass him in any way, in this reverse mode anyway. And now we've got the victim. So this is someone who's playing the victim for positive feedback. This is pity me, woe is me, what will happen to me, where will I go, we can work this out. And this is someone who's not maintaining their own personal boundaries, and maybe not even, you know, maybe infringing on yours. It's like a real pity play now, because there is a sudden realization. I think I've said this before in Aquarius readings, that they never thought that it would actually end, that they always thought they would be able to, you know, get their way. But there's a brand new beginning here, and there's no resolution. The Puck is in reverse. And it has taken some time, but I think you're in a really good place. It looks like a really positive month. You are going to have this person trying to, you know, press your buttons and lure you back with all sorts of stories. They'll probably get themselves in predicaments that you need to help them out with. You need to, like, you know, they need you to, maybe they don't have a car and you have to drive them somewhere. They can't get to their work. I can't do anything now. So they've switched, you know. Let's just see. I'll fancy the future tarot for this King of Cups in reverse. Maybe just give Aquarius some advice specifically for how to handle the King of Cups in reverse. It's such a slippy deck, this. Give Aquarius advice for how to handle the King of Cups in reverse. And you've got the Ten of Swords in reverse again, and the Fool. It just is done. It's just like carrying out the I really get the feeling that someone's honestly going to try and create some sort of, not just a drama, but it's where you've got to be the rescuer. You now have to go and help them. And you're just like hanging, I mean, this could be them like hanging off the cliff, like, you know. But I really just, what I'm focused on here is him smelling the roses, you know, while there's like everything's dropping around him, and he's just so leisurely about the whole thing. It sort of feels, Aquarius, that you've been through this before. You know exactly who you're dealing with, you know exactly the stunts that they're going to pull, and you're almost like, yeah, okay. You're just releasing yourself from this with the Eight of Swords in reverse. You may have someone who's coming along to help you with that, and going into Queen of Wands status. Back on your throne with your mystical wee hat. So I think there's, you know, just saying that be prepared. I think there's going to be some shenanigans here to try and get your attention, to try and delay your progress, or halt it altogether. But I can't see it working for the Aquarius I'm reading for. They seem very clear-minded. Aquarius, what advice, please, Spirit, do you have for Aquarius for July? Let's hope my air signs are good, because the last two water signs have been dreadful. Aquarius, please, Spirit, what advice can you offer Aquarius for July? Oh. Shift your perception. Didn't fall. Aquarius for July, please. I did get that for someone else. Take note of intuitive messages. I don't even think you need that. Honestly, I'm just getting you really clear-minded. Unlock the magic within and bask in joy and light. It's summer, so we're already here for our timeline indicator. But it's going to be a jolly old summer. Magic. Guardian. Stop looking outside yourself and recognize that you have incredible power within. You are the magic, you are the answer, you have it all within you. If you've been searching for an answer or a reason to focus, recognize that all that you are looking for is already within you. You are a powerful and magical person with the capacity to direct your intentions and will your desires into being. But your power can only be powerful when you own it. So take time to acknowledge it. Your ability to dedicate yourself to a goal and make it happen is a real gift that you're being guided to recognize now. So there is a goal here. This Ace of Pentacles is really important. If this is not something you're just focusing on, this is an offer coming your way. With it being with the fawn, this can be someone that, if it's not like, you know, a relationship, this is someone you're very close to. Very close to indeed. This is someone who I think it's the world of you, that you have a lot of fun with. This is all about merriment and playing and skipping through the daisies. Someone might have an idea for you that just lights you up. Or this could be a brand new business. But that's where your focus needs to be, on your material achievement, your security, and just continue to smell the roses while they try and create carnage around you. Aquarius, that is your reading. Please like, subscribe, share if you think it's appropriate. Let me know if you'd like a personal, and have a super month. Bye bye.